guess you guys probably already know we're going to talk a lot about the new event coming up tomorrow called Riot, and we're going to start off. We have also with us from KIXEYE tonight. We have CM Carter G.
Hello.
Welcome back, Carter.
Thanks. I guess I could get your impressions about VSEC, what you guys thought of that. I know that you'd probably bring it up, but we've had 2 since we did it. So what are your impressions of it?
Well, right now, for me, it's real busy, so it's hard to, I think the harder parts of it for me are like 27s are super rare, but I understand why they're rare, and then, then you got people camping the gates a lot, so at least in the sector I'm in, so you got to contend with that. I think once everybody starts getting the blueprints and they start calming down a little bit, then it won't be so. For me right now, it's just very congested. It's hard to,
Yeah, but I mean, gate camping. I mean, I am an exponent of gate camping. It's where you sit. They don't come to you. The only way to get out of gate camping is if they
attacked immediately.
No, yeah, cut the amount of time down that the VSECs become active. I think it's about 10, 12 seconds before they actually become active, and by that time they're halfway across to the wormhole they're going to.
Yeah.
Now, if they shorten that down to maybe 5 seconds, and then anybody gate camping, the VSECs are gonna come attack you. So if you just park your fleets at the gate and then forget about it and nip off for a cup of coffee, when you come back, you've no fleet. It would make things interesting.
I love watching people get attacked when they leave them there and they forget their ships in space.
You guys are mean.
So Shark, what did you think of the VSEC events, or did you get to do them?
Well, I was trying to do 27s, and they are not so much different from the previous event. I think they were called Peacekeepers.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rate of the BBs, the blueprints, are a little bit low on me. I don't know. I didn't get any blueprint from those things. Maybe it's a 27 thing. Maybe if I hire one.
You're not hitting enough.
Yeah, I think you're thinking like me. You're not hitting enough when they're on, and you're filling in all the failures on the streak breaker before you're filling in the bloody victories.
Yeah. So, what else?
Well, I was trying to do my best, and I have repair times, and my fleet will take like 2 hours of repair, so I have to like hit two fleets and then go back, repair like for 1 hour, coin the rest, and go back again.
Okay. Maybe we need to
discount coiner. Discount coiner. So that's cool. Okay, Prolific. What do you think about him?
I've enjoyed it so far. Like him though, I'm just probably not hitting enough to get the BPs to drop like they're probably programmed to do. I do have an issue with one of the weapons that came out, but I'll bring that up later when we get to it.
Okay. Irv?
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I loved it. First off, Strider, thanks a lot. I did exactly what you do. Gate camped, and I stuck with one thing, 30s to 35s. I got 10 BPs in real quick time. I didn't vary to nothing else to change that street breaker. I just kept hitting them, bam, 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 bam. They were just piling in, and I used the same fleet practically the whole thing without repairing. So I plan on doing the same thing. Didn't coin it.
That's crazy. Good work.
What up with that non-coiner?
Well, I mean, as you guys know, we favor non-coiners, so...
Bullshit.
What? Anyway.
Bullshit.
No. Everyone has the exact same chance to get blueprints. Some people are just, it's honestly luck. Some people are just luckier than others.
All right, so Nachos, what you got?
The fleets are fun. Squat for BPs, but the fleets were tough. It was a little different. I mean, I went out there first thing, took a thermal rev fleet and hit a 55 right off the bat without watching anybody. and got burned to the ground. But it was fun, and it's adapting. It's the best thing for people to do is start small, and then use some of those blueprints on new builds, and then take those into combat against the higher levels. See, even Carter's got thumbs up over there. And
it's like we made them that way, right?
And I was on around. I think I was about 32 or 33 hits in. I had a 51 thermal fleet hitting 30 to 35s only. I think I was 32 hits in, finished off a 35, and boom, a 55 snuck up and hit me. So not only did I get roasted, then my streak breaker got busted because it was a different tier. That sucked.
Yeah. Can I just give you a little bit of advice? For 30 to 35s, you only need 4 Glad Apocs. They will decimate a 30 to 35. If your fleet's only a 45, which 4 Apocs are, those 50s, 53s, and 55s will not get you. They won't target you because you're too small.
Yeah,
so it's your fault. It's your fault for going in there with 5 Apocs.
I was
at level 51.
My 5 APOC build is too heavy because then I've got a tiny little spec gen as a decoy. That's why if you run a regular 6 fleet, 650 tonnage per ship, yes, you can get away with 4 ships being level 44. But if you have a 5 ship fleet build, that doesn't work.
All you've got to do is drop one out.
It doesn't work if you just drop one out on a 5 ship fleet.
Well, that's what mine is. Mine's a 5 ship fleet. I drop one out and just run the 4, and it does 30s to 40s, no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine
with about 10 minutes repair after one hit. So if you come back and repair after every hit, you can do it without coining.
I was using the Rapture build that we posted the video of last week, and that actually worked out really well. Raptures with Mag 3, Glad 2s, and Rear 5s. I didn't have any problem after that. Once I figured out the flight.
Yeah, I think the 4 ship Raptor build will do VSEC 55s, I believe.
Okay.
Now you all know my style. I build a steampunk style. I don't follow everybody else. Mine is just it's a 44, 2 Apex, and 4 Vens. The Vens have MDs. What I do is send the Apex high, like this does, and then I have them cut in. Then just have the Vens just go sideways, and it just takes those 35s right out, no damage. And the other higher ones don't chase me, so it's like so you can pretty clear all day.
All right.
Do you guys want to talk about Riot?
Yeah, we do.
Riot. What questions do you have about Riot? What do you want to know?
Why is there a difference between the 35s between the VSEC? I mean, the VSEC ones are easier to kill for me than the regular 35s. Even though I can auto the 35s, I still have some repair time. But the regular VEGA 35 points are what, 400 less than the.
Yeah, so you
I thought VSEC was higher.
Across the VSEC is higher, and across the board for the majority of everybody, the VSECs are more difficult as a general rule. That's why they're just I'm assuming they're just keeping it in line. VSEC as a general rule is harder, therefore they're going to be worth more. Does that sound about right?
And we also want to incentivize you guys hitting VSEC. I mean, they're the new thing. They also have blueprints. We want to make them as worthwhile as possible. So yeah, that's why. And I've been seeing on the forums and in chat that some people are struggling with the VSECs more than they are with the normal Vegas. Maybe it's your build. Maybe you're super awesome, which we all know you are. But
it's not that much different from the regular build. You can actually use the regular builds in auto VSECs. So.
But yeah, I mean, that's why. No crazy stuff there.
There's one thing I would like to ask you, Carter.
Sure.
It has been billed as it's a store. We're getting old tech that came out a long while ago, and it was built so the newer players could get the stuff. Now then, later on, I've got a little presentation to do, and it shows the cargoes. I mean, any small guy, even to get level tier 1 or tier 2, he's going to have to be sat in his computer chair for 4 days. If he can only hit planet, he ain't going to get jack shit. He really is not. So I don't see where it's aimed at the newer guys, the smaller guys.
Well, I mean, that's why we have the conversion. You know, everyone will be able to benefit. If you get points, you'll be able to convert them to resources, just like our earlier events. It'll help them out. I'm not totally sure, honestly, that a lot of players between like levels 1 and 15, even if they can participate, will. You know, maybe they will, maybe they won't. The reason we opened up the event to be all players and all fleet levels is just so, you know, if you do have that super like dedicated level 17 player who just like couldn't upgrade, or if you have like the level 22 that wants to keep going as well, that they can. You know, that's been feedback we got in from our past events where players said, how about an event for everyone? How about an event for all of us? And that's why we did it this way. And that's why we made the lore, you know, the Riot from whoever is telling you to Riot to do it.
And those guys that asked you are probably all level 45 now, and now they'll be mad that you're doing it for everyone.
I mean, level 1 to 15, level 15, you can hit level 15, 16, 17 within a couple of hours of playing the game.
Yeah.
Well, within a couple
I mean, I think it goes back to, you know, in that early game, the resources matter a lot to you. The more you can get, the better it is. So they'll be able to turn in their points for resources at the end, whatever they earn. So it's still helpful to them. It's still a bonus. I would imagine that they'd still be attacking more often anyway.
And I understand trying to point people towards hitting the VSECs, but for those who might not, having to go and hit, you know, if you're hitting regular 55s, you know, they're elite, but they're not VSEC, you still have to hit with a 66, 67 of a regular 55s to get the Dread. That seems a little excessive compared to what we had to hit to get the Dread the first time.
They were being nice to you the first time. They don't like you anymore.
I couldn't get it last time.
I think we also need to remember, you know, people got more gear. They got better ships. They got faster ships. They have the new Apoc. So when we do events, we balance it against the equipment that players have in the game now, rather than the equipment that they had in the game then. So that's why we do it the way that we do it. That's why it might seem harder. I would imagine that. I mean, you're saying you still have to hit as many, but hopefully you'll have less repair times against those fleets, since you'll have more powerful, faster fleets.
Right, so it might not be as much damage as we would have took from the other events.
Yeah.
For the bigger players, what kind of fleets you guys might be thinking you're going to use to get through this event?
I'm going to start off with the Thermal Ven fleet and hit regular 55s and see how that goes.
A Venom fleet? The Venoms actually work pretty well.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
You mean
I meant Thermal Revs.
Thermal Revs, okay.
Thermal Venom fleet, you heard it here
Thermal
first.
Venom fleet. He said that.
Nachos is running a Thermal Venom fleet.
I didn't say it this time.
Actually, I do have one somewhere.
Yeah, I do. I have a Thermal Rev or Venom fleet somewhere too.
Yeah, but I'm going to start with the Thermal Revs, see how that works. I may use my rear 5 Glad Apocs.
Well, are you going to try and kite them out?
Kite
or are you
them.
just going to go right into them? Okay.
No, I'll kite them out.
Right, Yerf, what are you going to do for the event? How are you gonna do it?
I have 7 different autos. I've been testing out all week on just the regular 35s.
What kind of ships are they?
Well, let's see. I got it's steampunk versions. I got one where I have a Ven in slot 1, Vens in 2, 3, 4, and 6, with a Hawk in position 5. I'm using a lot of mags, rotations. I got a mix of everything. My best is, instead of running just all Apocs or this or that fleet, I'm mixing them up and taking 2
What
Apocs.
exactly are you fighting with this fleet?
Everything from 30s to 35s are auto. I got some that are near auto. They're semi-auto for 40s. But I'm planning on going for the 30s to 35s to fill out that tier this time here and get what points.
Prolific, did you have a different idea? What are you going to do?
I'll probably use my Thermal Revs for any regular Vegas, and then I'm using those rear 5 Raptures for the VSEC fleets. I'll probably do a mix of both.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's pretty much all I use.
That's
And
all you got.
it isn't going to be instant repair. I'll be coining those.
Oh, yeah. If you get an event, what are you gonna use to hit them up with?
To the 40 to 45s, I use 4 APOC Glad APOCs rear 5s.
This is VSEC ships or
VSEC
regular?
ones. Yeah, VSECs.
What did you think about the event? How'd you do those kind of things? What's going on? How'd it go?
It was a grind. It was it was interesting.
It was a grind.
Yeah, it was a lot more time invested. I started out hitting 35s, you know, hitting them with thermal vents or thermal revs work, Gladius revs with phased and mag work nice. You know, it was figuring about a 1.5% damage per hit, and most of those I was bull rushing. Hitting, then I started hitting 40s and 45s, and you know, those, you know, fly away, kite, and then when you finish off the beginning ships, then send one off as a decoy for the destroyers.
Yeah.
And then sneak in behind and blast them. Those were real easy.
You were hitting VSECs or regular VEGA?
Yeah, I was hitting VSECs, and then you know, looking at the time I had already invested and the prizes I had already got, it was like, no, I gotta step up a bit, get this done, because it was a grind. It was really, I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't fun. Events, I prefer to smash, coin, and rinse and repeat, and I didn't feel like smashing and coining that much this time because it would have been expensive to smash and coin.
Yeah, it would have been really expensive.
Yeah, so I took my my 50 hitter, which is 4 Venoms, 1 Fury in slot 4, which if you're attacking from the right is the bottom, and then a Rev or APOC decoy. I don't remember which one I'm using now. And then basically hitting regular 55s the way I normally hit 50s. And there's a video out there, you know, go to the right, strafe, line up, take out all the ships except the battleships, and then angle your decoy out of the way, and then just kite away. And with the Fury, with the GD Gladius 3 and Phase 5, it was a piece of cake. I would take out 2 55s and go back and coin repair. Average coin repair was between 13 and 15 per fleet, so I was going in after 2 hits and coining 26 to 30, and that was mostly just because that was the damage on my decoy, because it takes a punch from those 55s when you're flying like that.
Yeah.
I did try some of the VSEC 50s, and yeah, it was more work and more coin doing it that way. I could hit the regular 55s, and I was getting 19,000, I think, per hit.
Yeah.
And it was easy flying, fairly low coin. So I ended up doing it for $8 in coin.
So so you think that the time that it took to grind it out was a little long, or even at level 50 Vegas is still like about 8?
I think compared to the previous events, it was long, but I think in reality it wasn't. There were plenty of mid-level people that finished the event.
Mm-hmm.
So, in comparison to what we're used to, yes, it was long, but I don't think it was out of the question. I don't think it was excessive. It was just more than I was used to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it was a good event because it filled in. You know, and I picked. I filled in what I didn't have from the previous prize pool. So, and I didn't have, you know, I wasn't flying 4 Raptures or 4 Glad APOCs because mine are overbuilt. I couldn't fly 4 ships and then then avoid 50s basically. My 4 ships were level 46, so I couldn't sit in the flying lanes and avoid the nastier ones. So when I hit 50s, I used full fleets, and I mean, yeah, it was difficult, but not undoable at all.
Okay. All right, Irf, what about you, buddy?
Oh, well, I did mostly 30s to 35s, and I flew them all. So I ended up coming up with a mix, and it was just basically 2 Apex and 1 and 2, and I ran them off to the side and started them as a divert to have them follow them, while I took 4 Vens and just positioned them sideways and just had them strafe in. And the other ones would perfectly follow my Apex. And again, the same thing is if you could just start getting them going in one direction, right, and stay within their firing range, they'll keep following you even if something else is firing at them from a further range.